Now to our second exclusive CBS 2 investigation, alarming the American dream. Home security is a billion-dollar business, and three letters, ADT, have long been considered the gold standard.
Tonight, Brad Edwards' 6-month investigation into ADT's top authorized dealer began with a single complaint in September and is already getting results.
I feel duped.
It started with her. Then,
what was the first red flag?
We couldn't arm the system.
Then,
I never successfully used the security system.
then beyond Chicago.
I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Pasadena, Maryland.
Lima, Ohio.
It was going to run me $27.99 a month to secure my home.
That's what the ad says, with a bunch of bonus stuff.
It was supposed to be a free package.
So he called. A tech came.
The guy talked me into about $1,400, I believe, worth of equipment.
Over $3,000 bill.
An estimate of $12,000.
They didn't need all that crap. That was to get us money.
Stephen is a former installation technician.
I don't care if you're 4 floors up, you're writing down window sensors on every one of them, okay? Despite the fact that your average thief is not going to carry around a 32-foot ladder.
Here's Stephen, the ADT logo behind his hand, though ADT wasn't his employer.
I thought I was getting ADT.
I thought it was ADT.
ADT?
It says ADT all over the place.
It says ADT here, but the company installing the equipment, on the 12th line of small print, see it right there, Defenders.
My name's Dave Lindsay, President and CEO, Defender Direct.
Here's the Lindsays, the founders, their home in Indianapolis. Here's a better view. They weren't home when we tried to talk to them there.
God has bigger plans for us. Since the early days, always thought about being a billion-dollar company.
Headquartered in Indianapolis, it's ADT's top national authorized dealer, with 2,800 employees and 2 million system installations. Illinois is one of its largest markets. Our investigation started with an inquiry to the Electronic Security Association. In return, we got an email from ADT. Bob in Boca Raton said, quote, "We are committed to delivering exemplary service, and that's why both ADT and Defenders have consistently earned A-plus ratings from BBB, the Better Business Bureau."
They have 1,600 complaints with you guys, yet an A-plus rating. How?
They are prompt in addressing their complaints, and they do that in good faith.
So you will consider something resolved even if the customer is still unhappy and claims the company is lying?
Correct. The consumer can come on our website, read these, and they can make their own determination if that's a company they want to do business with or not.
He heads the Better Business Bureau in Indianapolis. While Defenders gets the lowest possible 1-star on Yelp, the Indy BBB gives it its gold star, A+, where advertise honestly is on the wall.
I can't find one case of a consumer who buys their product that ends up paying $27.99.
If that's the case, that is something that we would like to look into, yes.
Defenders told him they armed 260,000 homes in 2018. We couldn't even find one who got the monitoring rate. Defenders said 13,000 homes got that rate. Out of 260,000, a mere 1 in 20 new customers got even part of the advertised deal.
It was never going to be $27.
We also spoke
How long did you work for Defenders?
About a year. 10 years?
with several former employees over the phone.
Did anyone ever get that advertised deal?
No. It was our job to upsell them in their house.
Can you give me some other companies that have more than 1,500 complaints in the last 3 years?
Might try Angie's List?
Nope, not even close. Less than 500. And an A-. The Indy BBB has nearly $2 million in annual revenue, about 92%, it says, from companies in accreditation fees.
Do you know what that would be for Defenders?
Off the top of my head, I don't. I could get that for you.
He never did. For privately held companies, we do not disclose fees, they'd eventually say.
We are a standards-based organization. It is our board of directors that is responsible for overseeing that and overseeing the mission.
On the board of directors, Eric Mansfield, vice president, Defenders.
I will also tell you, I've talked with the president of Defenders.
Hello, I'm Jim Boyce, President.
He was very adamant about his commitment to resolving consumer complaints.
Can I ask you when you spoke to him?
Yeah, I spoke with him yesterday.
Could you tell him to call us?
I'll be more than happy to have him call you.
That was December 12th. Mr. Boyce never called. Defenders is proud to be an A-plus member of the BBB, they said in a statement, after gratefully declining an on-camera interview, adding workers have a commitment to honest, straightforward business practices.
I couldn't stay in there and look that guy in the eyes.
While in training,
My trainer refused to come down.
Stephen remembers a military veteran on a fixed income.
We wound up selling him about $5,000 worth of equipment.
And how much did he need?
About $250.
He says he upsold to make ends meet. While the company says it pays at least minimum wage, employees say otherwise, suing in California, Delaware, Georgia, and Mississippi. That case claimed intentional wage and hour violations. A tech said he was, quote, wrongfully discharged for complaining to Defenders management about unlawful consumer frauds, including cutting holes in the walls.
Not only that,
he came into the house and
they just cut a hole right in my wall.
Put a hole in the wall right away?
he took out a drill,
Like, first things first.
got the hole in the wall.
You get that keypad up and mounted.
The plan was to immediately drill a hole in the wall.
That's kind of a way to get the customer to commit.
Because now either they're going to get a system or now they're going to have to patch a wall. Nobody wants to patch a wall.
So when did things go south?
About an hour after the installation.
And then he discovered he was dinged for double the sales tax. He was the only customer we found who found the mandatory cancel by fax or mail within 72-hour rule. Others?
I have gone to my bank and put a stop pay on any transaction.
That was the only way to ADT to stop charging my charge card.
And finally, back in Chicago,
Once everything was canceled, the system started going off in the middle of the night, and there was no way for me to turn it off.
So you did what?
With the system that wouldn't stop going off in the middle of the night, I smashed it with a hammer. Then I patched the wall myself.
You actually smashed it with a hammer? In the middle of the night?
Uh-huh. You would have too.
another hole in the wall. New tonight, Defenders is no longer an A+. The BBB in a statement said, quote, "We have opened a review of the company and have changed the public profile to no rating, NR, while we investigate." We reached out to ADT for an additional comment. For its part, it has nearly 3,500 complaints over the last 3 years at the BBB in Boca Raton, where it's located. Bob at ADT didn't get back, and 6 months in, I've yet to find anyone who got that entire advertised deal.
Well, Brad, stay on top of it for us. Very interesting stuff.
We will.
Thanks a lot.